Kristen from Decorator's Warehouse, and I am so glad that you've joined us today for our Deco Mesh Wreath tutorial. Today I'm going to be walking you through the steps to make a very full Deco Mesh Wreath similar to this one here. And you'll notice we've got a purple mesh mixed in with a smaller, this one kind of has several colors on it. It's pink, purple, and blue. Smaller mesh, this is going to be the 10-inch mesh, which you'll see in just a moment, as well as some kind of fun little decorative accents. We actually used bows just to make it kind of really pop. And so I love this one because you can use it for a shower, you can use it for a birthday party, or just for a decoration on your front door as well. What you're going to be needing today is you're going to need a 30-inch wreath frame that looks like this. We have these available at our store, Decorator's Warehouse, in several different colors. You're also going to need a large bolt of Deco mesh. This is a 10-yard roll. You're going to need a small 10-inch bolt of Deco mesh, and this is also a 10-yard roll, as well as a fun decorative accent. So I've chosen ribbon today for my decorative accent. We also have some others available in our store, and I'll mention those more at the end of our video. All right, well, we are ready to begin. The very first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your wreath frame, and you're going to take all of these little PVC, this is PVC right here, pieces, and you're going to pull them so that they're standing straight up. Okay, and it doesn't have to be perfect. This is just going to make it a little bit easier as we go. All right, so we are ready to begin, and what I'm going to do first, once I have my PVC ready, I'm going to take my roll of Deco mesh. I'm going to start with my large bolt. And I'm going to kind of just pull it together. Nothing fancy here. I'm just kind of sticking it together like that. We're going to begin. If you notice, there's a piece of wire running from the inside to the outside. So we're going to begin just right here to the right. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrunch it together. I'm going to place it right in between these two pieces of PVC, and then I'm going to twist them around to secure it in place. So 1, 2, 3, and that should be great. It's not going to go anywhere. Then I'm going to take my mesh and I'm going to pull it together kind of like this, and I'm going to skip the first piece of PVC and I'm going to pull it to the length of the second PVC. Okay, and I'm not going to do it real tight. I want to hold it kind of loosely. This is just to get the length. Okay, and once I have the length measured, I'm going to come back and I'm going to scrunch it into the first section of PVC, the next section. So you will have something tied between every single piece of PVC when we're finished. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And you can see I've got my first loop right here. And as I go, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. We want to keep those loops consistent in size the whole way around. So same thing for the next one. I'm going to pull my my mesh. I'm going to bring it to the length of the second one, skipping over the next one. Okay, and then I'm going to bring it back here and I'm going to stick it right in between, and then I'm going to twist. 2, 3. And then I can just kind of fluff that just a little bit there. So you can see so far they're pretty consistent in size. I'm going to keep eyeballing that as we go. Okay, same thing. I'm going to pull it, skipping over the next one, and then bringing it back. Stick it right in between. Twist 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then just kind of, I just like to fluff it just a little bit as we go along. All right. You're going to continue to do exactly the same thing all the way around the inside pieces of PVC. All right. I've just completed my inside layer. I'm right back to my starting point. This is where I started. This is going to be the last place that I use the Deco mesh. So I'm not going to go all the way back to my starting spot, but I'm going to stop one before it. All right, the next step is now we're going to angle down with the mesh. So we're going to go to the outside loop from here to here. And I'm going to do that in a similar way. So I'm going to pull my Deco mesh like this. I'm going to kind of eyeball it to get the right fullness going down at that angle. And once I've got it in, I'm going to twist 1, 2, 3. All right, and now we're just going to repeat the same process for the outside loop. I'm pulling my mesh together. I'm going to measure out. I'm skipping the very first section of PVC and I'm going to the second. So skip. I'm pulling to here to get the length, holding it kind of loosely as I go. And then I'm going to scrunch it back to here, to the first section. Okay, again, I kind of want to eyeball it as I go. I don't want any loops that are going to be sticking out a lot farther than others. And the great thing is, if you just make it a little bit too big, you just untie the PVC and you try that piece again. These are really forgiving, and so it's not too hard to fix mistakes once they've been made. All right, so I've got my loop. I'm going to just keep going. I'm skipping the next section of PVC, pulling out to the second, and then scrunching back. All right, I've just completed my outer rung, so now I have my first layer of Deco mesh complete. We're starting to see a nice full shape, and we're ready to add our second layer of Deco mesh in. So for this part, we're going to use our 10-inch bolt of Deco mesh. We're also going to use the scissors, and then you'll need a measuring tape. Now you can kind of eyeball it, and that works as well. So what we're going to do is we're actually adding in tails for this part. And you are going to pull out, it's going to be about 7 to 8 inches on each section. So roughly that much. It can be a little more or a little less, and that's fine. So I'm going to pull my tail. I'm going to go to a twist for this part. It doesn't matter where you start. You're going to have something in each little section on each twist. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the inside just because I like that best. I'm going to take my mesh and I'm just going to stick it in. I'm going to twist 1, 2, 3. Okay, and measure about 8 inches. Okay, so about that much. I'm going to pull it, okay, kind of tight, and then I'm just going to cut. Okay, I'm not going to have to do anything fancy here, just make your cut. Okay. And so you can see we've got our very first tail. We're going to go around the inside right now. We're going to do that on every single little twist that we have. All right, and now that I've finished my second layer, I'm just going to kind of look at the wreath. I'm just going to kind of come in and fluff it up so it's got a really nice full shape. And then anywhere where I see the tails are a little bit long, I'm just going to chop a little bit. And again, your cuts don't have to be perfect at all, which is the great thing about these wreaths. Anyone can do it. So maybe a little bit here. Okay. All right, and so here's what it looks like after the second layer. You've got your tails, and then you've got this fun red and white ribbon here for that kind of peppermint look. So we're ready to move on to our third layer, and our third layer is going to be our decorative accents. I'm actually going to use 3 bows for this piece, and I'm going to be using the polka dot ribbon for that. I thought this was just kind of a fun little pop of color, and it'll really pull the look together. All right, we are ready to move on to the fun part. We're going to add in all our little decorative accents. So I'm going to be using a 10-yard bolt of ribbon, and I'm going to be making 3 bows to add into our wreath. So the way we start our bows, and this is how we do it in all of our arrangements and all of our wreaths at Decorator's Warehouse. I'm going to bring the ribbon so that it's facing my chest, and I'm going to create a tail. And I'm going to kind of scrunch right here. It's going to be about probably 7 or 8 inches, and then I'm just going to make a loop, okay, of about the same size. Okay, and I'm just going to bring it together and scrunch it in my fingers. Then I'm going to take the ribbon and I'm going to twist it so the polka dot is facing up, and I'm going to make another loop of the same size. okay? And I'm gonna stick it right here in between my finger, okay? And then I'm gonna scrunch it together, okay? So I'm just checking my loops for size. It looks like they're about the same. Okay, once I've done that, I'm ready to add my bow into my wreath. So when we add our bows, we're gonna add 3 of them, and we're gonna do it in kind of a triangle pattern so that they're spaced out. So I'm gonna start by putting my first one right here. And so I'm gonna just find a PVC twist, and I'm going to stick it there, and I'm gonna twist around it. So no need to undo the twist you've already done. Just go ahead and twist again. Okay, and then you can kind of come in and fluff. And for this part, you want your tails to come up above the rest of the wreath. And then I'm just gonna cut right here in a diagonal. Okay, and I've got my first bow. So just very fun, cute little accent there. So we're gonna do the same thing over here, and then we'll add one on this side here. So as you can see, I've added my 3 bows, and I still have some ribbon left. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna add in some tails in between our ribbon bows. So the way that you're gonna do that is you're gonna kind of look, I've got a bow here and a bow here. So I'm gonna go kind of right in the middle there. And I'm just going to go right here in this little PVC section, and I'm gonna twist. And then I'm gonna come and I'm gonna cut it at a diagonal. Okay, and I'm just gonna kind of do that all the way around wherever I see spaces that need to be filled. All right, there you have it, our final finished product. We've got a nice, full, festive Deco mesh wreath that we can use on our front door. They make great party decor. I also want to show you a few other options that we have available in our store. It's really fun to add a piece of plush or a plaque just right in the middle. You can use florist wire to attach it in. We also have flex tubing available. This can go in place of the ribbon and just gives it a different little touch that's very fun and unique. As well as the ornament balls. So you use these in place of the bows, and they just give it a nice little accent too. Thank you so much for watching our tutorial today. For more great ideas, follow us on Facebook at Decorators Warehouse, or be sure to visit our location in Arlington. Thank you.